उस्मान भाई हिंदी उर्दू में सवाल होगा। तकरीबन बिलियन से ज़्यादा लोग इस 5 टेस्ट मैचेस का इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं और फर्स्ट टाइम 7 स्पोर्ट्स ने हिंदी कमेंट्री भी इन 5 टेस्ट मैचेस के लिए आज अनाउंस किया है। आप लोग वर्ल्ड कप जीते हुए हैं इंडिया से और इंडिया आपसे यहाँ टेस्ट सीरीज़ जीत के गया हुआ है, तो ये सीरीज़ एक फ्रेंडली माहौल में होगी या एक टेंस माहौल में जो सीरीज़ है, जिस तरह आप लास्ट एशेज़ खेल गए हैं उसी तर्ज की सीरीज़ होगी?
आई थिंक जो हमने लास्ट टाइम हम इंडिया गए थे, इंडिया में खेला था, वहाँ स्पिरिट जो थी इंडिया में बहुत, आई थिंक मेरी सबसे फेवरेट सीरीज़ थी इंडिया के साथ। हार्ड फॉट टेस्ट सीरीज़ था, हम भी जीते थे, वो भी जीते थे, वो जीते थे, बाकी जो स्पिरिट ऑफ क्रिकेट था, आई थिंक फॉर मी वो मेरी फेवरेट सीरीज़ थी। सो होपफुली ये भी जब हम खेलेंगे इसमें स्पिरिट सबसे अच्छी होगी, क्योंकि जब फैंस को क्रिकेट देखना होता है उनको हार्ड क्रिकेट मज़ा आता है, बट उनको स्पिरिट भी अच्छा चाहिए होता है, क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम सिर्फ क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं। सो आई थिंक जब टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, जब दो टीम जैसे इंडिया और ऑस्ट्रेलिया वरना इंग्लैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया खेल रहे होते हैं, इमोशंस तो हर वक्त होते हैं, क्योंकि आई थिंक स्पिरिट अगर अच्छी होगी टेस्ट क्रिकेट भी अच्छा होगा। सो आई थिंक सेम होगा।
तो उस्मान भाई, ओडीआई सीरीज में जो पाकिस्तान ने 2-1 से जीते हैं, तो आपको लगता है कि पाकिस्तान ने आपको भी सरप्राइज़ की?
सरप्राइज नहीं, पाकिस्तान जो भी ऑनेस्ट डे पाकिस्तान सबको बीट करता है। फास्ट बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी है, उनकी बैटिंग अभी अच्छी जा रही है। ऑब्वियसली जब ये दोनों तीन चीज़ साथ क्लिक करती है, पाकिस्तान इज ऑलमोस्ट अनस्टॉपेबल। तो नहीं, मैं सरप्राइज नहीं हूँ। पाकिस्तान वनडे क्रिकेट में तो हर वक्त, और T20 में भी काफ़ी अच्छे हैं, तो नहीं, नो सरप्राइज। Last Hindi, then we back to English.
मल्टीकल्चर के हवाले से खासकर दूसरों की होप है और उम्मीद है, हौसला है, खासकर पाकिस्तानी और इंडियन के लिए आप क्या मैसेज देंगे ऐसे स्टेडियम में, ऐसे
मैं कहता हूँ, इंग्लिश में कहता हूँ, सीइंग इज बिलीविंग। क्योंकि देखो मैं खेल रहा हूँ, मैं आपकी तरह लगता हूँ, आप भी खेलते हैं एग्जैक्ट सेम। मुझे, मैं बात करता हूँ, मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ लोगों, जब मैं छोटा था मेरे पास रोल मॉडल्स नहीं थे जो मैं लुक अप कर सकता था, कि वो सारे ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम को देखता था, वो मेरी तरह नहीं लगते थे, वो मेरी तरह नहीं क्रिकेट खेलते थे। मैं बैटिंग करता था, मैं क्वाइट था, वो जा रहे होते थे, वो स्लेटिंग कर रहे होते, ये कर रहे होते, ओके। अब मैं कहता हूँ आप ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम को देखो, अब मुझे देखो, एग्जैक्ट सेम। अगर मैं करता हूँ आप भी कर सकते हैं, सिंपल।
थैंक यू।
The COVID was going to be the end of it for a while, but thankfully we got through. I mean, the foundation really has 3 key pillars. It's number one, which is being great, it's giving children an opportunity through cricket. I didn't speak English in Australia, and I mentioned it a few times. Cricket was the only thing that broke down the barriers for me. Being a brown Pakistani Muslim kid coming into Australia was, I felt a little bit isolated at the start as it was, but I never felt isolated when I played sport. And I probably had the most friends in school because I did play sport, and it made me realise, New South Wales, down in Brisbane, down in Melbourne, in all sorts of areas, and some lawnmower and some middle income families, low socioeconomic families, places where immigrants and refugees, they're places where people don't actually play cricket. There's a whole multicultural population which doesn't play cricket at all. So that's one of the things. The other two are, which are very close to my heart, it's just helping children through education. Obviously my mum always put education first for me. It was education and cricket together. So this year hopefully we'll be giving out some educational grants and scholarships to people, young children that need it, that deserve it. But I think the greatest thing is that we're also helping children and families in Australia, because people are struggling at the moment. And the one thing I always say is, and Warren Buffett talks about it, is the ovarian lottery. No one gets to choose where they're born. Whether you're born into a very wealthy family or you're born into a not so wealthy family, those opportunities, you don't decide what happens to them. The children never do. So for me, it's about giving back in our community in particular. But then the newest, probably the biggest thing is I'm trying to partner up with Usman Khawaja Foundation, is trying to partner up with UNICEF. And we're trying to do that pretty much. I think Australia is one of the most beautiful places to live in the world. I've travelled the world. I've travelled everywhere. Look, we pay a lot of taxes and stamp duty and everything else, but then we get to have all the great things we have living in Brisbane, living in Australia. It's absolutely amazing. I think we, as a beautiful country, have the opportunity to then provide things to people around the world who don't have that. So partnering up with UNICEF, particularly children, when I go around the world, give money to UNICEF, partner up with them. Going to try to raise funds during the Gabba Test match this time too. Help some of those kids who don't have an opportunity, who don't get to choose where they're born, and providing them with an opportunity to have the basic necessities that we take for granted: food, water, shelter. Like, we do take those for granted, and I'm really excited about not only helping children in Australia but also helping children abroad. I'm hoping there'll be a couple of stalls out where you can donate to the Usman Khawaja Foundation, and then next year, hopefully, again with the help of CA, we still got the partnership going. It'll be much bigger and better. If I keep pushing and jabbing at him, hopefully something will happen. It'll be, if it can get anywhere near like what the McGrath Foundation is, which I think is one of the greatest foundation sporting events that I've been a part of, that I've seen. I'll be a very happy man, because I know all the people that McGrath Foundation have helped, and I know for a fact the amount of children that the Usman Khawaja Foundation can help if everyone teams together for the common goal.
Tell us about your other partnership, new one today.
What's
so new, is it?
I mean, it's new and it's not. He was a part of a Shield team we won 2008. I can't even remember. 2020. I think that's when we won. 2021. It was during COVID. He was a part of that team. I just remember him being this young kid with really like buffy curls, and you couldn't take him seriously with that haircut. So I'm glad he cut that off. But yeah, he's a really good kid. He's a really, really good kid. And even last year when he took over from the Heat, one thing I love about him, he's a very good player. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's very respectful. I haven't really met anyone who's had a bad word to say about him. That's because he is genuinely he's a very good man. Let's put it this way, he's not a kid, he's a very good man. So I'm quite, you don't always get that. The fact that everyone's, guys scoring runs, guys taking wickets. We're playing really well as a team, and the players are at an experienced older age. So you then do have an opportunity to chuck a young guy in there. If you still have to feel like you have to be deserving of that spot, which McSweeney is. But then you also have to think, look, we have an opportunity to put him in there with a lot of older, experienced heads, which might be able to help him guide through this. Test cricket's tough. I was 25 years old, I was 24, 25 when I debuted too. It's bloody tough. So when you have older heads, I wouldn't say it makes the journey easier, but it definitely, I feel like you can grow a lot quicker by not repeating the same mistakes that all the other guys repeat, and then you can grow from that. So I think it's important. I think the same thing we saw. Michael Clark pushed in at a young age. There's been lots of times, Phil Hughes, Steve Smith, a lot of guys pushed in at a young age, and to have a few senior members around them, it's definitely makes a difference.
Usman,
I'm not going to lie, that New Zealand team played amazingly. We've been over there, it is tough work. To beat India in India, they seemed like they got a bit of a stranglehold that first test match, and then just kept it, and then put a bit of pressure on India. And it just goes to show you, it proves that in cricket, test match cricket, anyone can beat anyone. India proved that to us last time they were here. They came to our fortress, the Gabba. We weren't supposed to lose that series, we weren't supposed to lose that test match, the Gabba, but we did. There was an uproar in Australia, like, how do we lose the Gabba? But that's the beauty of sport. Anyone can beat anyone on any given day, and I think what New Zealand did, for anyone who's played over in India, it's no mean feat. It's pretty cool to watch, to be honest. As a cricket lover, that's all I can say. It's just really cool to watch.
Are they done your favour, or are they close to being?
Ask me again in 6 weeks. I don't know. I never discount India. They're a very good cricket side. You can't. It's like if this Australian cricket team lost 3 test matches and someone else is playing us, they wouldn't be like, oh, they lost 3 test matches, so they're going to lose these next 5 test matches. No. They got a quality batting lineup. They got a quality bowling lineup. They got all bases covered in India, just like us. I mean, this is literally, we're the top 2 teams in the world in Test cricket. I've proven to be the top 2 teams in Test cricket for the last 2 years, and we're going head to head. So I don't think it really matters what happened in the last Test series. It's going to be a cracker.
Just on the T20 here as well, the squad been under a lot of scrutiny with the ODI this side. Do you think it's warranted as well? Do you think for like a bit of visibility, the public should get out here tomorrow night?
Sorry, can you
Just like obviously the scrutiny on the T20 team after the ODI decider, it sort of questions, whether Brisbane fans should actually get out here to the Gabba. Do you think that's warranted?
Are they coming out?
Yeah, do you think they're going to get here out and support this T20 team after the ODI decider?
I mean, I hope so. It's one of those things. It is. What's the day tomorrow? Thursday night. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, weather pending. you know, as a cricket lover, I'd be coming out and watching T20 cricket at the Gabba. It's one of the best places to watch T20 cricket. You got, you know, either way, whatever Australian side that Australia puts up, we've got amazing cricketers all around. I obviously still play domestic cricket. I play Shield cricket. I play Big Bash cricket. You got to give credit to Pakistan in that one-day series. They played amazingly, and now it's the T20 format. There's people who have played both one-days and T20s can tell you they're very different. T20 is T20. It's fast-paced. It's different going, and I think our T20 squad is pretty strong from what I've seen. We've got some pretty good players in there. Obviously, probably missing a couple of players here and there, but it's always nice to see the next crop and see what's coming up. I think that's very exciting, so I'm looking forward to it.